So this is going to be the first of what I hope to be mini videos and kind of series I want to start doing. For the longest time, I thought it'd be neat to like get in the habit of video making. Like in the past, like every now and then I post something funny on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and it'd get a handful of shares, reactions, and stuff like that. But like, I never put out constant content. So one thing I want to do, and I feel like it's perfect timing with a new year, is start like at least a weekly video. And even if it's just nothing, just me rambling, I want to at least get in the habit of making weekly videos, you know? So let this be the first one. And I'm going to sort of make it up along the way, I guess, but I at least want to start something. So yeah, see where this goes. I guess the best way to start this off would be a little introduction, a little bit about like who I am, what I like to do. So for those of you that don't really know me, or you just watch my posts occasionally, born and raised in Jacksonville. I lived here my whole life until I was 18, and once I hit that magical number, I decided to sign my life away to the Army for a couple years. And from there, I went to South Carolina, Alabama, South Korea, North Carolina, and fast forward, I'm back here in Florida. So in that 4-year span of going from Jacksonville all over the world and back, I've got to meet a lot of fun people. I've got to do a lot of neat things that I never got to do at home. And I've made some great memories. I've had some great experiences. One of the things I realized I like to do is just post jokes. Just entertain people, make people laugh. It started out small with Snapchat. Every now and then I'd post like an occasional joke, but I'd be like, you know, it's not that funny, so why post it? But then like over time, more and more people found it funny. They were sharing it with their friends, and I'd just go make random videos in public, and people would find it funny as I was filming, and they'd add me, they'd tell their friends about it. And over time, I got like a lot of people watching my stuff, but then like I would just drop off. One of the things that's had my interest for quite a while now is just making videos, entertaining people, making people laugh. If you follow my Snapchat, which I recommend you do, I'll post like all the goofy stuff that popped in my head through the day, like the little things. And over time, like people have gotten used to it, and they look forward to like whatever I'm gonna post next and stuff like that. And about 1.5 years ago, I thought, why not make actual videos? So I made, I think, 2 or 3 actual videos, and I just sort of dropped off. I have a bunch of ideas saved in my phone right now, but I just haven't touched them because I guess I just lacked motivation. So that's one thing I want to do this year, is just not let ideas be ideas. I want to actually, you know, film those things, you know, get creative, you know, entertain people. Another thing I picked up, it was actually last Christmas, 2017. I bought a guitar for myself after my buddy taught me like 4 basic chords, and I would try every possible combination of those chords. And then I'd listen to songs and I'd be like, well, how do I do this? So I'd go on YouTube and look up this and that and that. And eventually I wrote a song, which I thought was cool. I still can't play the damn thing right, but the fact that I was writing my own song was amazing to me. Even if it's not that good, to me it's special. And that's another thing I want to do more in 2019 is, you know, get more creative with music, get more creative with entertaining, and just getting what's in my mind out there, you know? Well, I guess that brings me to what I like to do. I pretty much just described it. I don't really do much. I go to work, I come home, I either sleep, play guitar, or just game. So that's why I feel like with all this free time I waste, it would be a perfect opportunity to actually be constructive with something, be creative, put my time towards something that I can look back on and be like, wow, I made this. You know, if it's good, awesome. If it's not, at least I made something, instead of just idly sitting and wasting time, you know? So that's my main goal here. Even if I don't get anything really decent in these videos, the fact that I put them together and got something out at least once a week, that would mean a lot to me. So that's what I'm trying to do with these videos. And for those of you that have known me in like the past 3 years or more, known the me that was at Fort Bragg, you know, I used to go do any and everything just for the adventure. I was stationed in Fayetteville, so I'd drive like an hour north to Raleigh. I'd drive out to Myrtle Beach. I drove up to Virginia at one point. I'd go out to Charlotte, South Carolina, come down to Florida. I snuck into a Bruno Mars concert one time. That was fun. I would do any and everything that popped into my head just because. Once I got out, all that stuff sort of died down. And I guess because I was so used to that excitement and it went to nothing, I went to a low place, like a really dark place. And it just sort of made me rethink it once I had that one bad night. Like, what do I truly want to do? As fun as all those adventures were, like, it's nice to just relax. And so that's what I've been doing pretty much since then. That's why I don't do that much. I go home, I play guitar, I read comics. I just started doing that recently, because those are the things that keep me calm, keep me at peace. That's why I love them so much. So my favorite thing to do now is just go sit by the river, sit by a lake, and just, you know, play guitar, get out a little bit, and just enjoy the outside. So one of the things I want to add to that list in 2019 is making videos, stuff like this, stuff that can just allow me to get my thoughts out, you know, because I enjoy putting funny things on Snapchat, but like the things I post to my story, like, it's very specific. Like, I'll get an idea and I'm like, okay, it has to be this way for me to post it, that way it's like actually funny. But like these videos, I want these to be like the serious side in a way, like just documenting like what I'm actually thinking, you know. Yeah, I'm wanting to make this series, you know, important, at least to me, and I hope you guys come along for the ride. Another thing I like to do, I am a huge fan of wrestling, which up until about a year and a half ago I was like in the closet about, because I was like, I don't want people knowing I like wrestling. Wrestling's fake. But no, I really love wrestling. I started watching it back in 2008, and the first episode I saw, there's a guy, Jeff Hardy, and he did a flip onto somebody off of like a 20-foot tall thing, and I was like, this is what I expect every week. Like, this is amazing. And I've just been in love with it since. Another fun thing about wrestling is NXT. NXT is like their not quite main roster, but it's like it's evolved into its own brand, and they do like live house shows like all around Florida. And these house shows are like in armories, so it's like very small crowds, but the energy is huge. And it's, I would say I enjoy those shows more than like the actual main event shows, honestly. I've met a lot of cool people there. I've got to see some great wrestling, and it's stuff you wouldn't expect from like a small show, you know? Like, these are TV-worthy matches. So yeah, NXT, I love going to those. There's actually a show in 2 days on the 4th. I started going to those back in March, and I've been to every show since. I've even made it down to Orlando and got to see one of the TV tapings. That's where they tape like a whole month in one night, and that was a great experience. Another thing I was kind of in the closet about up until about a year ago was I'm a big fan of like action figures and collectibles and stuff like that. So from 2008 to about 2012, I was really big into collecting the WWE action figures. I was part of this wrestling forum online, and I still am actually. And I would, you know, take action pictures and do animations and stop motion videos with them, and it was actually a lot of fun. Just to like put something creative to people that enjoy it, you know, just like with these videos, what I hope to do. But I sold them off about 2012 because that was when I was in high school, and I needed money for like graduation stuff. Plus, I didn't want people knowing I played with toys, God forbid. So about a year and a half ago, I got back into collecting because I saw one of the new series at the time in Target, I think, and I bought one. I just bought one figure, and then I was like, well, I can't just have one figure, so I gotta get like his two teammates. So once I got the two teammates, I was like, well, I need someone to put with them. So, you know, one thing turned into another, and now I have a whole display shelf full of wrestlers. Collecting figures, at least to me, is a lot of fun because, like, it's nice to go into a store and see that they have a new series and you get all the new figures, and it's just nice to display them. Like, again, I started with just, I think this figure right here. This was the first one I got. And then over time, it's turned into all of these. And it's just nice to have like something I enjoy on display, you know? I have some of the older guys. And then down here, I have some Marvel. I got a good majority of the Avengers. I'm still missing like Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Vision. But I actually just got this one today. And this is what I mean by it's exciting to have like new series in stores and you pick it up and it's just nice to fill in that gap in your collection. I think one of my favorite things I have on my display shelf though is my replica NXT Championship belt. This thing was ridiculously expensive and I could not afford it at the time I bought it, but I bought it anyway. And to justify dropping that much money on a belt, I decided to take it to every show I go to and get it signed, because every time I go to one of these NXT shows, they have 3 random people for like an autograph signing and picture taking and stuff like that. So I figured I'm just going to take the belt to every show and I'm just going to collect signatures. And I've got a handful so far. First off, it's really cool to even have a belt like this, because I've wanted something like this since I started watching wrestling. And to finally have one, it's just nice to have on display, you know? So then on the back is where I have all the signatures. And I actually had to start keeping a list of who I had to sign it. I hope to fill this thing up eventually, honestly. But this is my neat little signature collector I have right here. So that's just another thing I like to do, is collect those action figures, collect signatures on my belt. Just go into a new store like every month or so and just find something from a new set and fill a gap that, you know, you didn't have this person, and just adding on to it. It's something I like to do. And that's something that people don't really know or won't ever see unless they're in my room and, you know, they see my shelf full of plastic toys. But that's one of my goals with this series, is just to, you know, let people see inside my life, you know, stuff that they don't normally see. So I think one neat way to interact with whoever watches this is if you have any questions, you know, sort of like get inside my head. If you want to know what my favorite cereal is, just stuff like that. Do I put my socks on before my shoes? You know, is it sock, sock, shoe, shoe, sock, shoe, sock, shoe? If you have any questions, just drop them below in the comments and I'll get to them in the next video. Just to, I don't know, interact with people. I feel like this would be fun. So as I wrap this up, and if you're still watching this, thank you. You know, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around, and I hope you guys watch the next video and the next one and the next one. And if you guys have any like ideas, comments, questions, anything, drop them below, and I would love to hear from you guys, because this is the first of what I hope to be many. So let's kind of work out the kinks ahead of time. But thanks for watching.